Lake Worth High School, in association with Lockheed Martin Palm Beach, presents Ask an Engineer, where real students ask sincere questions and local engineers give practical answers.
My name is Demetrius and I am a sophomore at Lake Worth High School. If you have a problem that you cannot solve, what do you do? My temptation is to just wait until my teacher comes in the classroom and explain it to us.
Demetrius, that's a great question. A lot of times as engineers and just people in general, you come across problems where you really don't know what to do. You don't know where to get started, you don't know how to approach it, or maybe you know how to approach it but you get stuck at a certain point, and it's very frustrating, and there is a temptation to give up and just wait for someone else to come figure it out for you. But really, if you want to learn and you want to actually get better in something, you have to push and try. So I wouldn't wait for your teacher to explain it to you. Instead, I would go up and say, hey, how do I do this? I am getting to this point and now I'm stuck. What am I missing? Where do I need to go from this step on? Or how do I even set up the problem? Where do I start? I don't know how to really bound this problem. So going and talking to people, whether it's your teachers or your friends, and saying, I need help, I don't understand this, and having them help walk you through it step by step is a much better way to learn, because then the next time you come across that same problem, you'll be able to actually do it yourself. As opposed to just watching someone, you don't learn as well. Just watching someone do it, getting to that point and figuring out what it was that you weren't thinking about correctly, what it was that you were missing, really helps you down the road. And in general, the more you do it, the better you get at problem solving. So the more problems you really struggle through and get to the other side of, the better you will be the next time, even if it's a completely different topic, whether it's, conflict resolution with a friend. You're like, okay, I know how to approach a problem. I know how to frame it. I know how to ignore the parts that don't matter and focus on the issue. So it can be applicable not just to math or science or anything in school. It could be applicable to life. So I would not give up on anything.
Hi, Demetrius. Great question. And just like yourself, I found myself in the same position, especially in a few more advanced math courses, mainly because, yes, as you say, it's easier to have your teacher just go ahead and explain it. But prior to that, it's very beneficial to actually look at the work that you're going to do, mainly because once the teacher starts talking, light bulbs start flickering and popping up, because then things just start clicking and you start understanding it. The problem is when you just wait for your teacher to explain it, you may have some questions while she's speaking, and what ends up happening is you end up focusing just on that question. And you don't realize later on the teacher's already gone past that and started explaining other things. So it's good to try to at least look at the material, try to understand the material prior to coming in, and it would definitely be beneficial. One thing that I like to do is try to get with the teacher and maybe go over some of the things they may be talking about the next time you see them in class, so that you can have a better understanding. And if there is an issue, try to see if you can hold a session with the teacher after class. I'm pretty sure your teacher would appreciate that and probably wouldn't mind staying a few minutes after class and explaining what's going to come up next.
Hi, Demetrius. I appreciate the question. It's a good question. A lot of us want to do that. It's an easy way out to just sit back and wait for somebody to give us the answer, right? But to learn is to succeed, right? How are you going to learn? You're going to learn by asking questions. And I have found in my career that when I've told people I don't understand something, they tend to be a little bit more patient with me, and they tend to help me out a little bit more. So giving up and waiting for somebody else really isn't the answer, especially when you get to college. I felt working with my peers and in work, working with my mentors and supervisors and letting them know that I'm having difficulties understanding something, it always helped me prevail in the end. And so just keep pushing. Thank you for the question.